Sai Ram students, welcome to the first session of chapter 13, that is changes, physical and chemical. So in this chapter children, we are going to see about the physical and chemical changes. Also we will be seeing about the different types of changes which occur in our surroundings, right? Now on the screen you can see some pictures. So let's take the first picture, right? So the first picture, what is there? A glass containing milk and a bowl containing curd, right? So you all know children that from milk we can prepare curd, right? So this can be a natural change also, and it can be a chemical change also, because milk is getting converted into curd. So curd, a new substance is formed, right? And this occurs naturally also. So it can be called as a natural change also and chemical change also. Now see the second figure. Second figure, what is there? On the hand, ice is kept, right? And ice, it is getting melted into water, right? So ice is a solid form and water, it is a liquid form. So solid, it is getting converted into a liquid, right? So this type of change is called as a physical change, right? Now let's take the third one. Third one is a seed is there, right? And from that seed, germination is taking place, right? So slowly from this seed, when the germination takes place, what will happen? It will develop into a new plant, right? So this is a type of a chemical change, because a seed is getting converted into a new plant, right? And you can talk also about that it is a slow change, right? Slow change because it will take time to develop into a plant, right? Now see the fourth figure. In the fourth figure, what is there? Milk is kept for boiling on a gas stove, right? So milk is getting boiled, right? So this is a physical type of change, because milk will remain in that state only, right? Now let's take some more example. Now on the screen you see the first picture. What is there? This is a cracker like, right, which you burn during your Diwali festival, right? So what is happening? There is bursting of cracker, right? So bursting of cracker, it is which type of change? It is a chemical change, because what will happen? This cracker, when it burns, afterwards, after it is fully burned, it will convert into ashes, right? Now take the next figure. What is the next figure? Wood is getting burnt, right? So wood also, it's a chemical type of change, because even the wood, after burning completely, what will happen? It will get converted into ash, right? Now also children, in this bursting of cracker, I can tell you that after the crackers are burnt, what happens? Gas is coming out, right? So it's a chemical type of change. So there are different types of physical change, chemical change, right? So now let's see what are changes, right? Any alteration of a substance from its original shape, size and state is known as a change. So a change can be anything, right? If a substance is there, it can change its shape, or size will be changed, or its state will be changed. So that is known as a change, right? So what are changes? Any alteration of a substance from its original shape, size and state is known as a change. So as I told you, the milk, when we bring it, right, it is in a cold form, right, or it is at a normal room temperature, but when you boil it, it becomes hot. So that is a type of a change. Then as I told you, milk getting converted into curd, so that is a type of change. So all around our surroundings we see different types of changes, right? Now there are many types of changes, right? So man-made changes, useful changes, harmful changes, fast or quick changes, slow changes, reversible changes, irreversible changes, periodic changes, non-periodic changes, physical change and chemical change, right? So in this chapter we are going to see about this 11 types of changes, right? And what are they? Man-made changes, useful changes, harmful changes, fast or quick changes, slow changes, reversible changes, irreversible changes, periodic changes, non-periodic changes, physical change and chemical change, right? So now let's look at each of the changes in detail. Now man-made changes. Now from the word man-made changes only you can identify that the changes which are made by man, right? So the changes which are brought about by humans are called as man-made changes, right? So now in the picture you can see it's a factory from which there is gases coming out, that is burning of fuels, right? So example of man-made changes are burning of fuels, cutting hair, switching on light, etc., right? So for this man made things are only required, right? Because cutting of hair, it cannot occur naturally. For switching on the light also it cannot occur naturally, even burning of fuels. So what are man-made changes? The changes which are brought about by humans are called as man-made changes. Example, burning of fuels, cutting hair, switching on lights, etc. So these are some of the examples. You can write examples of your choice also, right? Next is natural changes, right? So the changes which are brought about by the nature itself are called as the natural changes. Means the changes which occur naturally. For that man is not responsible, right? So those are called as natural changes. Now in the figure you can see this, it is a green banana, right? It is getting converted into yellow banana, right? So ripening of fruit, right? So ripening of fruit is a natural change, right? It can be a chemical change also if we add some chemical to it, right? Like people, for getting more profits, what do? They put some chemicals on these unripened fruit so that it gets ripened immediately and they can get better profits for it, right? But that is a chemical change. But this which occurs naturally, right, keeping the fruit for some time and then it will ripen naturally, that is called as a natural change. Then spoiling of milk, right? If we keep the milk outside, because of the heat, what will happen? The milk may get spoiled. Change of seasons, right? The seasons which come, like your winter, summer, rainy season, so this is not dependent upon us, right? It occurs naturally. Then tides in the sea also, the high tide, low tide, this all occurs naturally. Aging of plants, right? The plants also they grow and then they die, right? So these all, it occurs naturally, right? So the changes which are brought about by the nature itself are called as the natural changes. Examples are ripening of fruit, spoiling of milk, change in seasons, tides in sea, aging of plants, etc. Now next one is useful changes. Changes which are useful to us are called as the useful changes, right? Whatever changes it is useful to us, those are called as useful changes. For example, sharpening a pencil, baking a bread, cooking food, etc., right? So these are the useful changes because we require it. We want to sharpen the pencil for a useful purpose, for writing it. Baking a bread, now this picture is of baking a bread, right? So we want it for our eating purpose. Cooking food, we prepare it for our eating purpose and it is useful to us, right? So what are useful changes? Changes which are useful to us are called as useful changes. For example, sharpening a pencil, baking bread, cooking food, etc. Next is harmful changes. Changes that are not useful or changes that do harm us are called as harmful changes, right? So the changes which are harmful to us, that means they are not useful to us, they are causing harm to us, then they are called as harmful changes. Now here in the picture you can see there is burning of plastic, right? So what it does, it releases carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide. So these gases are harmful for our health, right? So example is burning of coal, burning of plastic, burning of wood, cutting of trees, etc. So if you cut trees, there will be less oxygen level, right? And there can be soil erosion also. So these things are harmful to us. So what are harmful changes? Changes that are not useful or changes that do harm us are called harmful changes. Examples are burning of coal, plastic, wood, cutting of trees, etc. Now next change is fast or quick changes. Changes that take place in a short period of time are called fast or quick changes, right? So the changes which occur quickly, right? So they are called as fast or quick changes. Now in the figure you can see it is a balloon which is bursted, right? So bursting of a balloon, immediately if you prick that balloon, it will get burst, it will not take time. A batter turning into pudding, etc. Like if you want to prepare some cake, right? So you will put the batter, or you want to prepare a pudding, or you want to prepare a cupcake. So immediately the batter is ready and you can put it in the tray, in the oven. It will get converted into a cake, right? So these are quick changes. So the changes that take place in a short period of time are called fast or quick changes. So example is bursting of balloon, a batter turning into pudding, etc. Next is slow changes. Changes that take place over a long period of time are called as slow changes, right? The changes which takes long time, right, to occur. So those are called as slow changes. Now here you can see in the figure a boy becoming a man, right? Now you know the stages of the man, right? First it's a baby, then slowly it grows up, and then it becomes a man. So it takes a long time, right, to become a man. So the second example is rusting of iron. Now rusting of iron also, it takes long time. Iron, it doesn't get rusted easily, right? So if you use it for many years, then later on it starts rusting by water gets because of long usage, the rusting starts taking place, right? So what are slow changes? Changes that take place over a long period of time are called as slow changes. For example, a boy becoming a man, rusting of iron. Then I gave you the example of the seed getting converted into a plant, right? So these are slow changes. Next is reversible changes. Changes that occur in a forward and reverse direction again and again are called as reversible changes. So reversible changes means it can be converted into another form, and again it can reverted back into the original form, right? So example is melting some wax and obtaining original solid wax again, and freezing of ice. So this picture is of freezing of ice. So if you keep a wax for melting, what you see that the wax, it gets melted and it gets accumulated down, right? So again you obtain the original solid wax, right? Freezing of ice also, right? Now this ice, it will, when you keep it at outside at room temperature, it will get converted into a liquid. Now again if you keep it in the freezer, it will again get converted into ice. So it can be converted in both the forms, right? So it can be brought back into the original form. So those are called as reversible changes. Changes that occur in a forward and reverse direction again and again are called reversible changes. Example, melting some wax and obtaining the original solid wax again and freezing of ice. So there may be more examples, children. You can write it of your choice also. Next is irreversible changes. Changes that cannot be changed back to its original form are called as reversible changes, right? So the changes which cannot be again brought back to the original form, those are called as reversible changes. Like now these changes, they are always permanent. A new compound is formed and it cannot be reversed, right? A new thing will be formed and you cannot bring back to its original form, right? So that is called as irreversible change. For example, rusting of iron. You can see here the picture. This is the rusting of iron, right? And ash obtained by burning, etc. Right? So now the iron, as I told you, if you keep it for many years, what happens? The rusting starts, right? Now this it cannot be brought back to the original form, right? Even the wood which is burnt, right, it gets turned into ashes. Now can you take the ash and make the wood again? No, right? So these are called as irreversible changes. So the changes that cannot be changed back to its original form are called as irreversible changes, and they are permanent changes. A new compound is formed and cannot be reversed. For example, rusting of iron, ash obtained by burning, etc. So children, this was what in today's session. So now let's recap what we have learnt in today's session. So children, first we saw some pictures, right, and we identified that which type of changes it is, right? So a particular substance can be of physical change also, natural change also, it can be chemical, it can be harmful also, both ways, right? Then we saw that what is a change. So any substance, right, there is any in any substance there is a alteration, like that is a change in the shape, size, state, so that are called as changes. Then we saw around the 11 types of changes. There are 11 types of changes in for you in this lesson, right? And then we saw one changes in detail, right? So first we saw about the man-made changes. So the changes which is occurred by man, right, which is made by man, that is called as man-made changes. Then we saw about the useful changes. So the changes that are useful to us, they are called as useful changes. Then we saw about the harmful changes. So changes that are harmful to us, they are called as harmful changes. Then we saw about the fast or quick changes. So changes that occur over a short period of time, they are called as fast or quick changes. Then we saw about the slow changes. The changes that occur that takes a long period of time, they are called as slow changes, right? Then we saw children about the reversible changes. So the changes that can occur in forward and backward direction, that is it can be brought back to the original form, those are called as reversible changes. And then we saw about the irreversible changes. So the changes which cannot be brought back to the original form, those are called as irreversible changes. These changes are permanent changes, you cannot bring back to the original form. So children, in the next session we will see about the remaining types of changes. Till then, goodbye.